I mean, I'm not saying they should do petite changing rooms, but don't have the door come halfway up my body. And I refuse to wear platform trainers and heels everywhere I go. 4'11" and proud, right? Are we in a cult? Is it the 70s? Flares. When you've been yo-yo dieting, you're on your latest cabbage soup or whatever. Growing up fat is a very hard and very isolating experience. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, you don't want to know. I just stood there for a minute with them like unzipped. Because I was like... If it is a saggy crotch, if the crotch hangs low, it was like, you know when you step in and you're like 1, 2, 3, hoo, and you do a little jump, a little hop. Hey guys, I'm Amy May, and at the weekend I went into town on the hunt to see if I could find some jeans that actually fit me. Now, I'm 4'11", and most petite ranges that I've seen are for people 5'3", 5'4" and under. And obviously, the difference between someone who's 5'4" and 4'11" is staggering. So I went into town and I had a look in New Look, Hollister, and obviously Urban Outfitters to see if I could find anything that I actually liked and that actually fit me. Now, don't get me wrong, one of the absolute blessings and one of my favourite things about losing weight can actually walk into a shop and find something that fits me. And not only can I walk into a shop and find something that fits me, I can find something that I actually like. Because before I'd just order online, and honestly, everything, I ordered online, and if I didn't like it or it didn't fit me, I never even sent it back, I just kept it. So I've got a wardrobe full of stuff that I've never worn that I'm going to sell. Let me tell you, being 4'11" and 188 pounds, you cannot get clothes to fit you. You cannot get clothes to fit you. And also, most petite ranges only go up to a UK size 14 or 16. So it's even harder if you're small and fat. It's like pick one, you can't be both. So it was basically impossible for me to find any clothes that just fit me before, let alone that I liked. Even though, I mean, to me, 5'4" isn't small. Obviously, I'm 4'11", so that sort of skews my opinion. But I think 5'4" is almost average, because I thought the average height for women in the UK was 5'5". And I did Google petite clothes UK, and to be honest, there's not a lot. I normally go Pixie Girl or Dorothy Perkins. They've got some cute petite stuff. But in terms of actual shops that you get on the high street, so the shops that I hit at the weekend, New Look, Hollister, and obviously Urban Outfitters. But I did go into Levi's, right, for a browse. But then this woman, like one of the shop assistants came up to me and was like, can I help you? And to my knowledge, I didn't need help. But I kind of got the vibe it was one of those shops where you're meant to get help. And I don't know, it seemed too posh for me and I got intimidated, so I left. But on my quick recce, before I got embarrassed, I did notice that what appeared to be the shortest leg length in Levi's was 28-inch, like, inseam. And when I had a look in New Look, that does seem to be the go-in standard for petite clothes, except for Pixie Girl, which I think do a 27-inch inseam. I think I measured my inseam the other day. I'm sure it was like 25.5 or something. I haven't stepped into New Look in about 10 years, because being obese, what's the point? Nothing will fit me. But when I went into New Look, I was pleasantly surprised at the range of jeans. However, the 5 pairs of jeans that I'm going to show you that I tried on in New Look, the reason that they're the pairs of jeans that I tried on is because that's the only thing I could find in the short length and in my size. So honestly, I'd never seen so many jeans in my life, right? There was rows upon rows of jeans, but very limited in the short version. So I probably spent a good 25 minutes, half an hour just browsing the shelves trying to find something. So this first pair that I picked up, they're in a UK size 6. They're the New Look short version, which annoyingly on the tag, it doesn't actually specify how long the inseam is. But I went on the website and in the petite range, it does appear again to be a 28-inch inseam. I don't know why the word inseam, the more you say it, the weirder it sounds. So these first ones, when I saw them on the shelf, I think they were my favourite that I picked up. They're the Dayna Paperbag jeans in light blue in a UK size 6 short. Now, my only 2 pairs of jeans that I own are from Boohoo and they're a size 8. Thing is, because sizing's so different amongst different brands, you can't tell. Because I would say I'm a UK size 6 to 8. But the Boohoo size 8 jeans are quite big on me. But then I've been in other shops and tried on size 8 jeans and I've had to shoehorn myself in. So it's really annoying. I wish they'd just standardise the sizing because I don't actually know what... You just have to try it on and see, don't you? I'll double check on the website because the Dayna Paperbag jeans, I'm assuming are a 28-inch inseam. However, I think because they're sort of cuffed and fitted at the bottom, that was doable for me. So the good thing about them, for us petite girlies, is they fit me as someone who's 4'11". I don't think I like the colour as much as I thought I would. I don't know why. I just was a bit put off them when I put them on because I will show you, I also tried on the Dayna Paperbag jeans in a dark blue colour and I did prefer them. But I don't know. I don't know if it's because obviously my legs are slightly shorter than the average petite person. They seemed almost a bit too baggy because obviously they're paperbag, so they're not skin tight or anything. They do have that shape. But I feel like it looked even more baggy on me and I wasn't too much of a fan of it. Also, if you hear someone body slamming the door, it's fine. It's just because the cats don't understand the concept of you're in or you're out. I'll also have to have a look on the website and see if it tells you. But I'm not actually sure what waist size a UK size 6 at New Look is. I feel like it's different for every brand, but I'll have a look on the website and I'll put it on screen for you if I can find it. And I'll also put the price on screen. I want to say about 35 quid, but I'm not sure. So the pros of this one, they fit me. You know, they weren't too long. They weren't dragging on the floor. I didn't look like I was wearing my mum's clothes. However, I don't know, they weren't my favourites. The next pair of jeans that I'm going to show you are the New Look Adalae wide leg jeans. Again, UK size 6, again, short, which I did have a look on the website. That is definitely a 28-inch leg for them. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I picked them up off the shelf, I didn't like them. I wasn't a big fan, but I was really struggling to find any jeans in my size in the short version. So I just thought, oh, may as well. But I was pleasantly surprised. Well, don't get ahead of ourselves. I really like these jeans. I'll put pictures and videos on screen. I like them a lot more than I thought I would, right? So again, UK size 6. What I will say, and again, it's classic of all brands, bearing in mind all those jeans, all 5 pairs were the same size. They were definitely not the same size when I was trying to pull them up my legs, I'll tell you that. Like, they all fit completely differently and it was a bit strange. Some of them, I literally, wait till you see the skinny jeans, I couldn't get them off. So these are the Adalae wide leg trousers. I actually love these. I know, don't come for me. I know in my last video I said I hate wide leg things. And I think in hindsight what I meant was because obviously when you're this short, none of them actually fit you properly. And I think when I was fat, my legs were wide enough, so I was never going to have a wide leg number. But I do actually really like these. However, the cons of this are, again, even in the petite version, they're way too long on me. Way too long. I put my Nike Dunks on to test it to see, you know, if I was wearing my trainers. No, it wasn't salvageable. And I suppose you could get them taken up. I think it'd be probably a bit harder than taking straight leg jeans up because the shape at the bottom, like I wouldn't want to lose that shape at the bottom, but I thought I'd hate them. I don't know why. Like flares, wide leg jeans, when I see them on websites or I see them on the shelf, not a bit of me. But then when I put them on, I really like the colour as well. And even just casually with that Puma top, I think it looks stunning. However, ladies and gentlemen and anyone else, right? We're all inclusive here. We're all inclusive like Bandeau. But honestly, far too long. Not salvageable with the Nike Dunks. I do have a pair of Hello Kitty platform trainers that they might have been salvageable with, but you can't be cutting about in them all the time. You can't make allowances. So it is a bit frustrating because I do really like them. And I am going to try and find a petite brand that has flares, bootleg, what's it called? Wide leg, that actually fits me. Because I was a bit disappointed then. Especially when you tried it on, you're looking stunning, and then you've got to put them back on the shelf. Next, we've got the Quinn bootleg jeans in a size 6, again, short. However, not that short, right? Again, when I picked these up off the shelf, I didn't like them. Boot cut. I mean, I'm broadening my horizons, I will tell you that. But for some reason, again, I think it's related to when I was obese. I would never have dreamed of wearing anything wide leg, boot cut, flared, because in my head, my legs were wide enough and I didn't want to draw attention to my already thick legs. So, I mean, I didn't even wear jeans. We all know the joggers. I'm not going to show you the joggers again, but you know those joggers I'm talking about? I didn't wear anything jean-wise. I didn't wear anything that didn't have an elasticated waistband. However, when I put these bad boys on, I really like these. I think I'd say they're at least on a par with the Adalae trousers, probably one up because they actually fit me. Obviously, when I'm not wearing my shoes, then they are a bit long. But obviously, when am I going to be outside not wearing shoes? But when I put my dunks on, they're just about doable. It is a bit precarious. It felt like it could go either way. And, I would need to make sure, I'd have to do a recce and like walk around in them for a bit and make sure that I don't trip over them and they don't catch under me dunks. But I really like these. I like the colour as well. Obviously, they do a variety of colours, so I might have to go back. But I felt dead bad because I tried on 5 pairs of jeans and didn't buy anything. But that's how the cookie crumbles. As I told you before, even though all 5 pairs of jeans were meant to be the same size, they all fit very different. So these Quinn bootcut ones, not going to lie, bit of a struggle to get on, bit of a struggle to get up. Could have probably gone a size 8. I'll need to check and see if I know what actual centimetres, inches the waist is for a size 6 and 8 at New Look. But I had to proper pull them up sort of thing. It was like, when you step in, then you're like 1, 2, 3, hoo, and you do a little jump, a little hop. It was like that. Not as bad as the skinny jeans. Wait till we get to them. A big thing that I did notice after I'd hoisted these jeans up is that the crotch seems to hang low. Now, I'll double check on the website. I don't know if they're meant to be high-waisted, mid-waist. I think that's the thing. I don't know. So I'll double check. I'm not sure how far up you're meant to pull them. Because as I've said before previously, anything that didn't come up to my armpits and completely cover my belly, that was a big no-no, right? It was like, whoo, it'd have to be super high rise in order for me to put it on, okay? But I don't know what fit they're meant to be, and I don't know if it'd change if you put a belt on to keep them up a bit. But it was kind of like you put them on your waist and then like a saggy crotch. But then I'm like, am I meant to... But I don't know if it's because they fit okay around the thighs, but then I don't know what happened. I can't tell you how the physics behind it, but the crotch was hanging low a bit. To be fair, I didn't want to spend longer in there than I needed to. So I could have played around with them and seen if I put my belt on, if I hoisted them up a bit, does the crotch stay in position? Because it felt weird. It felt uncomfortable. So if it is a saggy crotch, if the crotch hangs low, then I can't cut about like that. Because it was like, well, yourself, when you put a pair of trousers on, the crotch comes to your crotch. And that feels comfortable. But when it's like, when men wear jeans around the knees and with the boxes out and stuff, it was like that. I don't want a saggy crotch. Next we have round 2 of the Dayna Paperbag jeans. Again, size 6 short version. I prefer this colour to the other one. I don't know why, because light blue didn't offend me with the Quinn bootcut, but I do much prefer these darker blue Paperbag jeans. Again, I think because my legs are so short, it does make them look extra sort of baggy. And they wouldn't be my first choice because at the minute I've already got 2 baggy pairs of jeans, the ones from Boohoo, that I've been wearing out the past year, which is fine. But I think if I was to buy a new pair of jeans, I want something fitted. Although it did make me uncomfortable when I put the bootcut ones on, the skinny ones, the Adalae, I was like, oh, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that, that feeling of, tightness around your waist. I'm not used to having to shoehorn myself into something and properly pull it up your arse. But I do like these better than the other Dayna Paperbag ones. If I did have lots of money, obviously essentials only era girlies, but if I did have, if I was minted / if I had savings, then I would potentially buy these because I think, but again, I don't know, because at the minute I'm trying to be really wise with what I buy. I mean, you've seen the amount of stuff that I've bought recently. It's it was a bit weird. It's I've spoke about it before, the reasons for it. I was scared that I'd put all the weight back on and stuff, but it felt too good to be true. But it does feel like the first year plus that I was on my sort of weight loss journey, I didn't buy any new clothes, and then once I started, I couldn't stop. I was insatiable. So I go through waves now where I'll get the taste for something. And I do think that this little high street window shop that I went on at the weekend, I do think that kind of gave me the hit that I needed for a bit. Because like I said, I daily browse websites looking at new clothes. And I'd love, honestly, if I had the money, I'd do haul videos every day. Because I think, again, sorry if you're bored of me talking about my weight loss, but one of the best thing ever is finally being able to show your own style and come into your own style. And yes, this is a shell suit, and yes, I have got the matching tracksuit bottoms, but you're able to come into your style. You're able to express yourself how you want and not how you're forced to by just wearing whatever fits you or whatever you feel less nervous in. This is the shell suit that my sister took one look and went, it's giving Vicky Pollard. Which, let's give it then. Now, the final pair of jeans that I tried on in New Look kind of triggered me a bit, I can't lie, because obviously not worn jeans in years, not wore anything that compressed me that was tight in years. These are the Jenna skinny jeans from New Look, UK size 6 in the short version. However, just like the Quinn Bootcut ones and the Paperbag ones, I think I would actually be able to get away with these and wear these because they're skinny. It means that even though, 28-inch leg or whatever, it fits me because it's not like flares. It's not like wide leg where you can't get away with it and it comes down below your shoes. I honestly had to fight my way into these. In hindsight, definitely could have gone a size 8. I put my feet in and then you forget. Honestly, I'd forgot because I haven't worn jeans in ages. I hadn't worn anything tight fitting. I had to fight to get them up my legs. And then I had to do the little 1, 2, 3, the little hop to get them over my bum. And honestly, when I just stood there for a minute with them unzipped because I was like, and it was, bearing in mind, it was absolutely chucking it down outside. And I was thinking to myself, if I went out in these and got soaked, that'd be a mission. That'd be testing, that would, to get them off. Because I'm not going to lie, when I actually eventually took them off, I had to peel them off my legs. And they got stuck around my ankles and I had to sit down and proper try and yank them. It took effort. It took effort to get them off. However, they do fit me nicely in terms of length. And I do think, obviously, you could wear them with loads of stuff. And I do like the colour. I don't know why, this dark blue. Remember that Adidas Firebird denim track top I've had my eye on, guys? I think New Look, honestly, they did so many shades. Yeah, okay, not a lot of stuff in the short version or in my size, but on the website you could probably get it. And they do a massive range, so I would recommend New Look, whether you're short or not. I think they do a tall range as well, but on the website they've got loads of different shades. It's semi-wash denim. I don't know what any of it means, but there's a lot of different ones, right? But yeah, I had to fight my way in and out of these, and it did sort of take me back to trying to shoehorn myself into jeans when I was bigger, and I was honestly, because I've worn joggers and because I've worn elasticated waistbanded things for ages, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready to go back to something that is literally hugging me. So obviously it was just a window shop. I didn't buy anything, but I was tempted, and I think my favourites from that, if they fit me, it would be the Adalae wide leg ones. However, they're a no-go, unfortunately. But the Quinn Bootcut, I think I could get away with. Even though, it is, like I said, a bit precarious. It is a bit touch and go with them. Because they are still, even with my shoes on, it is a bit And I wouldn't want to be traipsing them through puddles. But the Quinn bootleg ones and the Jenna skinny jeans, I think they're probably my top 2 from those 5. Now on to Hollister. If you've ever been inside a Hollister store, then you know it's quite a stressful experience. It's dark and often crowded. And it does feel a bit claustrophobic. But anyway, I remember as a child growing up, well, more like a teenager, Hollister, I think we were on holiday and me and my mum and my sister went into a Hollister shop. And as I've told you before, my sister's always been the skinny one. We're very close in age. There's only a year between us, but I've been fat. She's been skinny, and so growing up our experiences were very different in terms of buying clothes. And I remember going into this Hollister store and there not really being anything that fit me or nothing that I liked, and my sister was able to get anything she wanted. And it is difficult. We spoke about it before on this channel. Growing up fat is a very hard and very isolating experience, and if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you don't want to know, right? So yeah, it is kind of bittersweet going into Hollister again. And it is very strange going in and actually being able to try stuff on. Prior to losing weight, I'd only ever order anything online, and there'd be nothing in Hollister that would fit me. There'd be nothing. And it was, again, you know, when you sat there dreaming, when you've been yo-yo dieting, you're on your latest cabbage soup or whatever, and you sat there scrolling, looking at clothes that when you get thin you'll wear. I remember I used to spend hours scrolling the Hollister website, looking at the cute floral skirts and stuff like that. So it is very bittersweet walking in there and being able to try stuff on. I will say they didn't have a lot of range. They did have quite a few jeans, but the two that I tried on were basically the only two pairs that I could find in the short version. I'll double check the Hollister website because I can't remember what the leg length is, because they do a sort of petite version, but again, me being 4'11", it's not that petite, unfortunately. I'm going to start my own petite brand at some point. First, I'm going to do a line in Urban Outfitters, but we'll come to that in a minute, right? So similarly to a new look, the two pairs of jeans that I'm going to show you, I only picked out because they're the only pair that I could find in the short version. The first pair, again, thought I'd hate them. They're flares. Flares. Are we in a cult? Is it the 70s? Flares. Again, I think it's because I used to be fat and I would never tolerate anything with a wide leg, anything that made my legs wider, right? But flares have never appealed to me. However, I do really like these. Now, we do need to be honest with ourselves. They're too long. Even with the dunks, they'd be dragging. Even with the dunks. And I refuse to wear platform trainers and heels everywhere I go. You know what I mean? 4'11" and proud, right? But I put these on and I actually really did like them. I didn't think I would. I thought I'd hate them. I just thought, I'll try them on for length and see. But I did really like them, and I was disappointed that they didn't fit me, essentially. They fit fine. Again, you know, a bit uncomfortable trying to pull them up. I'm not used to tight stuff, like touching my legs and stuff. You know, I've got texture problems. But I did really like those. And the top that I'm wearing with it, they didn't seem to have a lot of tops in store. So I just picked two up that I thought, I may as well try these on. The top that I'm wearing with it, it's a size small. Is it how do you say it? Bandeau, I think. Anyway, obviously, me getting my shoulders out prior to weight loss, huge no-no, wasn't happening, right? Wasn't happening. Because even that, and the fact that I'm very self-conscious, very self-aware at least, shall we say, and probably a touch self-conscious, I've got very small boobs. Even when I was fat, I didn't have the privilege, I didn't have the opportunity to have big boobs, right? I've always had A cups, yeah? And now it's like AAA Duracell. We spoke about this. So I am self-conscious of the fact that I am flat-chested. So certain styles, certain tops that I think would look very nice on people with bigger boobs, I just feel like they don't quite suit me as well. However, I gave it a go, right? And I do actually really like this top. I'd love a bit of floral. I've always loved a bit of floral. I think it's floral. I could be wrong. It'll be embarrassing if I am. There was some sort of pattern on it. And I do like baby pink. So I think it's reversible. Size small. I'll have to have a look and see if on the Hollister website it tells you what UK size that is. But the outside was this print. I think it's floral. And then it was reversible. I didn't reverse it because I didn't have time, right? But it is reversible. And I think the inside was just like a soft baby pink colour. I do really like how this looks with the flared jeans. However, what I did notice when I was having a wiggle to try and see if it'd stay up, I wouldn't be confident that would stay up. And regardless of the size of my boobs, I don't want them out, right? And I wasn't confident. And obviously because I'm petite, the Bandeau top, I will say, wasn't like specially petite. It was just like a top. So it was a bit too long on me. And I'm not confident that it'd stay up. However, the flares and the Bandeau top together, I do think it's kind of giving Y2K sort of vibes. Obviously, it's not the weather for it, and I haven't put much thought into what jacket I'd wear, but I do think that's looked really cute together, and I do think, I was a big fan actually, like I stood there staring at myself for a bit. What I noticed, and I noticed this last time I was in Hollister, because I tried on, I'll see if I can find any pictures of what I tried on maybe like a few months ago. I went in just for a browse. I didn't really like anything, and I think I tried on a petite dress and it was far too long on me. I tried on some petite stuff then and it was too long and I didn't really like it. But the changing rooms in Hollister, I don't know if this is worldwide, right? But they're so small. It was this tiny cubicle, right? And literally, if I took one step backwards, I was like, it was like a, I don't want to say hostage situation, but do you know, like in that Florence and the Machine song, she's like, back, back, back against the wall. That was me. I was like cornered in. It was horrible. And also, similarly to American toilets, but worse, the changing room door was like hip height on me. Honestly, it was literally, I was like, you can probably see my everything if you're outside. It was ridiculous. I mean, I'm not saying they should do petite changing rooms, but don't have the door come halfway up my body. So I did feel that's partly why I didn't try on, I didn't reverse the Bandeau top and I didn't take my time in there. I was in and out because I was like, everyone in the queue can see me. It was horrible. This black leather skirt, basically there was not a lot of stuff in there, I can't lie. I only tried it on because I could find it in my size. I think it was, I'll double check, either waist 23 or 24. And I thought my waist was 25, 26. So again, it's probably brand dependent, but I'll double check. It was either 23 inch or 24 inch waist. I'm not a huge fan of it. And I think because I'm short, I sort of prefer, if I was going to wear a skirt, I'd want it to be kind of like hugging my legs more rather than like out a bit like that. Because I don't want someone seeing up my skirt, and I wasn't a massive fan. I don't know I think it was like fake leather or PVC or something. It doesn't look too bad with that pink top, but I only tried it on just because it was there. Like, I didn't really like it on the shelf, but I just thought, I may as well. This second pair of jeans, way too long on me, even with shoes. I don't even know if I bothered trying the shoes on with them because ridiculously long for a petite range, right? I think that they're the low-rise baggy jeans, I think. On the Hollister website, they do appear to have a wide selection of jeans, similarly to New Look. However, obviously not a lot of them are going to fit me, but they do have some really nice ones. I think on the left side of the jean, I think there's a butterfly detail, which I do kind of like. And if you go on the Hollister website, I was saying I want camo trousers. There's some like Y2K camo trousers. They look they're going to be far too long on me, so I'm not going to bother. But I think these are the low-rise baggy jean. Very long, almost a ridiculous length for a petite range. However, I suppose, the 5'4" girlies are also shopping in the petite range. So there needs to be a variety of sizes. I know I am short, but say girls 5'1", 5 foot, there's got to be a team, there's got to be a squadron of us. I've got to have a few comrades out here that they can't find any jeans that fit them either. But yeah, I do really like the butterfly detail. I think they are a bit too baggy and they're far too long. I couldn't wear them, but it probably does look nice with that bandeau top. I'll have a look on the Hollister website and see if I can find what skirt this is. Again, I just picked it up because it was there. I do like it. I'm not raving mad about it. I'm not stark raving, but I think it does look cute, and I do like I want to say Y2K, but I don't know if I'm just putting words to stuff, I think. I'm like, oh yeah, like that. I think I'm just making it up, but I do like the sort of chain, and I do like the silver pattern on it. I can't remember what it was, but I'll have a look on the website and see if I can find what skirt this was. Obviously not the weather for it, but it is quite cute. But again, I would prefer it if it was slightly less outwards going. If it was a bit more, I don't know, it just seems a bit airy. I feel like there'd be a chill up my legs. Moving on to Urban Outfitters, I'll be the first to admit that it's very problematic of me to incessantly buy from them because, as we all know, they don't do clothes for fat people. They don't want to do clothes for fat people. And it's only since me losing weight that I've actually been able to access any clothes from there. So it is moralless, shall we say, of me to invest in them. However, when I start my petite range with them, because they don't actually have a dedicated petite range, and I think I did see a 5'6" model the other day, but I reckon that's what they think is petite. So when I start my petite range with them, I will have a quiet word. Maybe it'll be a condition of the petite range. I'll be like, listen guys, should we have a word? Can we have a chat? And I will discuss with them why they're choosing not to make clothes for fat people. So, you know, if I was morally better than I am, I would veto. But here we are. Here we are. I went into Urban Outfitters twice in 2 days, tried on loads of stuff and didn't buy anything. So I'm scared they're going to think I'm thieving or something, but I'm just skint. You might have seen in my last video when I tried on that leather jacket that I'm a big fan of. Also, funnily enough, when I tried on the brown one, I don't know if it's because it didn't quite fit me as I wanted it to, but I did think, because I saw someone on the Urban Outfitters website had left a review with a picture of the red one, and I did think, oh, that does look stunning. So I probably will end up getting both or getting the red one, because the thing is, it wasn't in store, so I couldn't try it on and see how I felt. So what I was saying, the last video that I did when I was doing a winter warmer wish list of clothes that I want, you saw that leather jacket. The top that I was wearing underneath it, I don't think I'd even come across this on the website. I love it so much. And I don't know why. Again, I was about to hit you with it's giving Y2K, and I think it kind of is. I don't know, but it's the Roxy, I'll put it on screen, right? Roxy long sleeve red top. I don't know what it's officially called. What I really like is, one, it's kind of got like a fake dark green vest under it, layered, I think they call it, but also it's got Roxy across the back. And I think, say for example with those Adalae wide leg jeans, if they fit me, that'd look really cute. And I did have a look on the Urban Outfitters website at other Roxy stuff. I'm a massive fan. What I'm not a massive fan of is the price. I'll double check. I think it was 38 quid. £38 for a long sleeve t-shirt. I'm going to wait till it's £4 in the sale, and then I'm going to snap it right up. I'll double check what size it was. It was either small or extra small that I tried on. I am obsessed with it, and when it comes down to a reasonable price in the sale, I am definitely going to buy it. And there's some other Roxy numbers that I like as well. Like I said, Urban Outfitters doesn't have a petite range, and I just picked up these jeans based on, I just eyeballed them because I was looking for the shortest leg length possible. Again, put it on screen. I think those jeans that I'm wearing in the BDG, I think they're the Kayla Lowrider jeans. I think they're from BDG. I think that's a brand. I don't know. But I think Kayla Lowrider jeans. Can't remember how much they are. It's irrelevant because they are too long on me, even with shoes on. But if they weren't too long, I do actually really like them. Because, for example, with that Roxy top, I do think it looks very nice. Very nice. I was hoping that the long-sleeved red Dalston top would have kind of the same vibe as the Roxy one, but when I put it on, I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. And I'll have to double check and see how much it is, but it was probably extortionate. But yeah, I wasn't a massive fan. I saw it on the hanger and I was like, oh, I think that'd look, casually cute. But when I put it on, I was like, nah, you're all right, mate. This dark blue long sleeve top, I hadn't seen on the website, but I noticed it when I was in store. I think that's an extra small, but again, it is massive. I think it's a football jersey, so it's probably meant to be oversized. I really like the colour. When I saw it on the hanger, I was dying to get it. When I put it on, I do like it, and I'll need to double check the price, but I don't think I'd pay whatever they're asking, and it wouldn't be at the top of my list either to get in the sale. But if it did come down to a cheeky fiver, I can't say that I wouldn't. These green trousers, I'll have to double check the website, again, put it on screen. I have no idea what they're called. They might be BDG, they might not. I don't know why I picked them up. I think because I was trying on tops, because I always try on loads of tops, I wanted something on the bottom just to see. And to be fair, I don't hate them if they were a lot shorter, because as you'll see in the video, they're extremely baggy. Like, they're meant to be baggy, but they were taking the mick a bit, and they're made for people who aren't 4'11", essentially. Bottom line, they're made for people who are normal height. But I do think they look cute. Again, this is the blue long sleeved, I think it's a Dalston top. I don't know if that's how you say it. Never heard of the brand before I've seen it on Urban Outfitters. Much prefer the blue Dalston top to the red one, and I think it does look nice with the green trousers. Obviously the green trousers aren't an option for me because they're ridiculously long, but if they were a little less baggy and a little shorter, wait till I show you this next Bandeau. wait, I do think you could do some things with that. You could do some things. You could do some things with those green trousers. This red bandeau top, I think it's an Urban Outfitters original. I hadn't seen it on the website, and normally I would not have been a fan, but it was red and sparkly and it caught my eye because I thought, oh, festive season, Santa's coming. That's what I thought, and I honestly think it looks stunning with them green trousers. So it is a shame the green trousers don't fit me. That is in a size small. The reason that this is better than the Hollister bandeau top is, one, it's shorter. I think it's meant to be very cropped on a normal size person, but also because I was a bit worried, you know, obviously you don't want your boobs out. I mean, it's your prerogative, but pick and choose the situation. Didn't want my boobs out, but what I do like about this top is at the top of it, because originally I accidentally put it on the wrong way round. I put it on upside down. At the top, it's kind of got like a red, not sticky, but like a grippy bit at the top, all around the top rim to sort of keep it up and stop it from falling. And I did a few, YMCA moves. I tested it out and it did stay up. That was a size small. I don't know I think they do an extra small, and on the website they also do a wide range of them. I think it's very Christmassy and that it looks really nice with those green trousers. However, obviously it's freezing and I do not tolerate the cold. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, okay, yeah, you'd look adorable in it inside with the heating on, but is there going to be a situation where you're going to cut about outside and be able to see it? Because I'd have 3 jumpers and a coat on top of it. But I think at the minute, it might be in the sale for a tenner, so I can't say I'm not tempted. I really do like the red sparkly aspect. This next one, it's silver. Obviously, I wasn't as big a fan as I was the red one. This one was in an extra small. To be honest, I was on and I was thinking, what do I prefer, the small or the extra small? Because it did kind of squish me boobs, and I was thinking, are my boobs compressed? Which obviously they are, but at the end of the day, love, you've got like AAA size boobs, so you know it's not the top's fault. It's not the top's fault. But I wasn't sure. I was like, do I prefer the extra small or the small? Because I do want to be confident it's going to stay up, because one glass of wine I'm not going to be checking constantly, so I do want to be confident it's going to stay up. So I might, if the red one comes into the sale, it might already be, I might try the extra small, because I could breathe, but it did feel a bit like it was, I think I was in my mind, I was like, oh, your boobs look small because the top's too tight. No, darling. I also did tell you guys that I was working on getting me belly out and me belly button. So if you see, I think I tried the red top on with jeans and with them green cargo trousers or whatever they are. I had my belly button out and I didn't hate it. So you might see more of the belly button. We just don't know. This next top, I was again Y2K. Y2 yay. This next top, I was hoping it would give the same vibes as the Roxy top. And I didn't hate it, but I really, really like the camo. We all know I like camo. And I do like the dark green colour. And I like the fact that it's layered, if you will. However, I do really wish it had a logo or something on the front or the back. It felt a bit plain. Whereas I really like the Roxy logo. And the back, I really like the back of the Roxy one. So I do wish it had something on. Again, if it comes in the sale and magically becomes £4, probably will buy it. But at the minute, it felt a bit underwhelming when I put it on. I will say that. Because I was hoping for something more. And it didn't quite meet my expectations. But I do like it. However, it would have to be greatly reduced for me to buy it. This is another Roxy number. Say less. That's the vibe that I wanted the one with the camo sleeves to give. I like the logo on the front. I like the layering. Y2K. I feel like Britney would wear it with low-rise jeans in 2000. Y2K. I can't stop. I need to stop that. I can't remember how much it is. I'll put a picture on screen. When it comes in the sale, I am definitely going to buy it, as long as they've cut it down enough. Timber. As long as they've chopped it down enough. Definitely going to buy it, as I'm definitely going to buy that red Roxy one. On the Urban Outfitters website, there's a few Roxy numbers I've got my eye on. I just really like the vibe. I don't know how to describe it. And it's funny because when I went on the actual Roxy website, I'd never heard of him, but all the tops they do on the Roxy website are nothing like it. And they seem a bit plain and a bit boring. I mean, I'm not saying that that's, sparkling bells and whistles or whatever, but the ones on the Roxy Girl website aren't like that. So I was a bit disappointed, but it is an Urban Outfitters exclusive. But yeah, there's a few Roxy numbers that I've got me little eyes on, that I've got me astigmatism on. Who's shocked? I'm running late for work again. To be fair, credit to me though, I nearly didn't start filming this because I thought, oh, you're not going to have time. I now don't have time, so I am going to rush off to work. Can't be wearing the shell suit, can I? Do you know what I mean? NHS. But I'm going to rush off to work. I really like making this video and I really enjoyed trying on all the clothes. So if you do like it, let me know, because these videos, I don't know, I feel like they're not that popular. People aren't a big fan. I know that my channel is about fitness, weight loss, Manjaro, which is fair, but I am trying to branch out into other things. Because as I've said before, guys, I'm not just Manjaro. I'm more than Manjaro, you know? Manjaro is an accessory, it's a tool. It's not who I am as a person. So please let me know if you like it. And obviously if you hated it, fair enough. You know, I will try and mix and match and like have a good mixture of content for you. But I'm late. So I love you all and I will see you guys later. Y2K.